Yo guys, what's up? This is Ijaz here to give you another quick video on entrepreneurship. Now, I wasn't too sure what topic to touch upon on this video, so I posted a quick Snapchat. Steve, link me up here, my Snapchat. For those that are still not on my Snapchat, add me. And the common question I got was, I'm stuck in my full-time job, but I really want to take this business thing full-time. I want to really put my time into my startup. How do I know when's the right time to do so? And what do I need to do before I take it full-time? So I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for how you can do so. Follow them, and hopefully you find them useful. Now, this probably goes without saying, right? But my first point is to make sure your product or service is actually viable. Yeah? Obvious, right? But a lot of people will go into business and quit their full-time job without ever having a viable proposition, and then they're setting themselves up for failure. So before you even consider quitting your full-time job, make sure your product or service is viable. What I mean by viable is, it doesn't mean you just have customers lined up and you know people will buy your product. It's making sure you can actually source that product, produce and manufacture it effectively. You could have the best idea in the world that everybody wants, right? Like a 3D hologram or spaceship. But if you can't go and produce that cost effectively, what's the point? You don't have a business, right? So make sure your product or service is viable. Now, sorry to bring the gloom, guys, but my second tip is to take a reality check. Unfortunately, nowadays, we've been sold this image of an entrepreneur being super glamorous and the 4-hour work week, be your own boss. All these phrases are branded about. But the truth is, it's a lot of hustle. It's a lot of grinding. It's a lot of real work. And if any of you on my Snapchat, you'll know, guys, there's more motorway miles than fancy cars and hotels. You've got to put in real work. So before you even go down this entrepreneurial route, make sure you've studied it, you understand what it entails, and your intentions are right. Be ready to dismiss your ego, be ready to hustle, be ready to put in the hours, and be ready to face failure before you ever achieve any success, right? You're gonna fail many times. Let me just put that out straight to you guys. It's just the truth. Happens to me, it happens to everybody. Unfortunately, nowadays, when somebody mentions entrepreneur, the first thing that pops up into our head is probably, Zuckerberg of Facebook or Travis from Uber. And that you can just turn up in a t-shirt and a laptop and suddenly be worth billions. It doesn't work like that, guys, okay? The truth about entrepreneurship is that you probably fail 8 of your 10 startups. It's just the truth. You're not suddenly going to be worth billions tomorrow. You have to put in the work. And if you don't understand this reality, then you're probably not ready to leave your full-time job because you've got misfed images of what entrepreneurship is. Now guys, my third tip, and sorry to drop a practicality bomb, but it's just the truth, right? Not many people want to hear this, but I'm here to give you real, true advice, is have a financial plan. If you're seriously going to give up your full-time job where you're used to a steady income to go and head into the entrepreneurial world, then make sure you have a financial plan that will cover your living expenses, okay? Now, if like the most of us, you probably don't have enough saved up, then make sure you do not even think about quitting your full-time job until this business of yours can earn enough profitability for you to pay yourself a full-time wage. If your business is at that critical point where you can pay yourself a full-time wage and carry on with your living expenses, put a roof on top of your head, then you're ready to really take it out and push this business forward, okay? If you're not at that stage yet, I suggest there's enough time in the evenings and weekends and around your job to get it done. If you want it hard enough, right? You've got to want it. If you're fortunate enough to be able to save up, then stay in your full-time job and save up a good amount that will carry you over. I suggest about 18 months worth of your business and living expenses would really give you the best chance to give your business a push and give yourself a chance of surviving, right? Now, that's one of the mistakes I made with my business. I left my full-time job slightly too early. I did save up, but I only gave myself about 6 months worth of capital. And partly the reason there was I did not calculate how much the business was actually going to zap out from that cash flow. I underestimated some of the costs of developing my product, right? So what I suggest to you is really map out what it's going to cost for your business, what it's going to cost for your living expenses and overheads. And then once that's enough for 18 months, go out there and make it happen, guys. You're ready to take that leap. Tip number 4, guys, and I'm going to carry on with the practicality here. And my tip is to make sure you discuss what you're about to do with your close family and loved ones and your friends around you, right? Going out and moving from a full-time job into the entrepreneurial world, it's not just a move that will affect you. It will affect all the people close to you and all the people that know you, okay? Now, you may be one of these diehard, young go-getters that just wants to dive straight into business, and you don't care if you sleep on the floor on a mattress for 6 months whilst you build your startup. I get it, I was there. But the problem is, it will affect the people around you. It will affect your family. If you've got kids, it will affect your kids or your spouse. So make sure you take time to discuss what you're going to do with your friends and your family. Get their opinions. They'll know your traits and characteristics, and they'll be able to give you valuable feedback and comments and let you know whether you're really ready for it. And guys, I can't stress that enough. Having a support network as an entrepreneur, it's extremely important. As an entrepreneur, the business world, it's a lonely place, right? You're on your own, you're running this business, you've got to make it happen on your own. No one's going to come and feed you, okay? But having your family, your friends, your loved ones, your support network, it's invaluable. I'm very lucky to have a tight family that can help me through the tougher times. And it's important that you establish that network to really help you through the inevitable tough times when you're struggling. And there will be those times when you really, you don't know when the next amount of money and cash flow is going to come so you can pay your staff their wages. That's true struggle, guys, and that's when you need to fall back on your support network. And my fifth tip, guys, I'm sorry if this is not exciting or the tips you were looking for, but I'm just trying to give you actual tips. And that is, don't burn the bridge. This one had to make it to my top 5. Don't burn the bridge with your previous employer, right? You're in this full-time job which pays for your living expenses currently. Now, you don't know if your business is going to be one of the 80% that fail. One of 80% of startups that fail. So why not hedge yourself? Now, I know entrepreneurs are supposed to be about risk and really taking it out there and pushing things forward, but I like to hedge my risks. I like to take calculated risks, okay? And if the statistics are telling me that 80% of startups fail, then I'd be silly not to make sure I keep my previous employer amicable in case I need to return, right? So leave your job in a friendly way, explain to your boss or manager that you've got this burning desire to really go and pursue this entrepreneurial route that you have in your head, and they'll understand. And if ever you need to come back, I'm sure the door will be open for you, okay? But don't burn that bridge, keep it open. Steve, throw up some fire emojis. No burning the bridge, guys, don't do it. Keep them happy. And guys, I can really relate to this one on a personal level. When I left university, I went straight into a job as a trader at an investment bank in London. And I already had this business I was running part-time in the evenings, but for some reason I thought I wanted to be a trader. And one of the things I made a mistake was I left abruptly. And when I left, I thought I had enough money saved up to fund my startup. But I quickly ran through that cash flow. I underestimated a lot of the costs, and soon I was out of money. It would have been fantastic if I could have just returned to the trading job, accumulated some more capital, and then went back to my business. Unfortunately, I didn't leave that door open. I burned the bridge. So I really urge you guys, don't burn the bridge, okay? Startups struggle. You don't know what's around the corner. And that's just a business lesson in general. Don't burn bridges with people. The world is small. Even if something doesn't go your way in a negotiation or a business deal, keep things open, keep things amicable, smile, and move on. Yeah, in the end, with that business, I managed to find an investor who was able to give me some more capital to push that forward. But you might not be that lucky, right? You might need to really go back and get yourself a job, re-earn some income, and then go back to your startup and push it forward again. But all of this could have been avoided if you followed step 3, I hope you're paying attention, and created a financial plan. If you actually go and plan all the costs that that you're going to hit down the line, you won't hit some of the mistakes that I hit. And that's the whole idea, guys. Guys, ultimately, leaving your full-time job for the entrepreneurial world, it's daunting. I've been there, guys. I remember when I was trying to make this decision, I just left university, I was in a high-paying, high-flying investment banking job, but for whatever reason, it didn't feel right. I know what you're going through, okay? You have this burning desire to make change, to make things happen, to produce something of your own. But you need to make sure you're ready and that you're making the right decision at the right time, and you need to consult with the people around you. So if you follow my 5 tips here and you feel it's the right thing for you to do, then bite the bullet. You've done your research, you've done your homework, you've got a true image of what the real entrepreneurial world is like, you've done your homework, then just bite the bullet, go ahead and make things happen. I remember I spent countless nights just going for long walks past midnight, just trying to clear my head and think, am I doing the right thing? Because it's a big step. But it's exciting, guys. I can't deny that. With the entrepreneurial world, you don't know what hurdle is next, and that's what keeps it alive. That's what keeps it engaging and enthusing. So, if entrepreneurship is definitely for you and you know it's for you, then go out and make it happen. But if you're one of these people that are kind of trying to force it because it's the in thing now to be an entrepreneur, then truly go back and reevaluate, because the worst thing you can do is force yourself to a certain mold when it's not actually you. And especially with something like entrepreneurship, where it really can consume you, you want to make sure you're making an informed decision. Don't fall in for pressures. You know, there's nothing wrong with you not being an entrepreneur. There's nothing wrong with you being in a job or a 9 to 5. You know, these stigmas are thrown around as if they're bad things, but it's just depends on who you are. All right, guys? So hopefully you can follow these 5 tips. Hopefully they help you out. Keep working hard, keep hustling, keep grinding, and be tenacious. Good luck. If you found this video useful, guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. If you think any of your friends or family will benefit from watching this video, then please do share it with them also. Check out my other videos. Steve, can you throw some up here? And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys.